On the previous video on the Abundant Baby Camel Corolla, we attempted to install a new suspension on the car, but not everything went according to plan because I couldn't remove the CV bolt. Removing the bolt would have given me more space to be able to remove the ball joint. Nevertheless, we were able to get new tie rods on and a boot cover for the steering rack. We have also installed a new front lip. After trying everything, even the Q20 was not able to help me to remove the valve. So I've decided to leave the ball joint for now and continue where we left off on the previous video. A blowtorch and a air gun was going to remove this. I don't have either of those, so for now I'm just gonna move on to the next task, which is fixing the ignition. And if I fail it, that means I'll need to buy a new ignition, and it's going to cost me 1,200 rand straight from Toyota. And if I decide to buy a replica ignition from online, it's going to cost me less than 700 rand. What I'm going to do now is attempt to remove the whole ignition and attempt to fix it and get it back on the car and see if it's actually fixed. I tried to remove the ignition, but I wasn't able to remove it, so I decided to disassemble it. In order for me to disassemble it, I need to press a pin under the housing and then use a key to turn the ignition, then the ignition itself will be disassembled. So I was finally able to take the piece off. You can see from there's no other piece. So this one is the one that broke. The top piece is actually broken, so I'm going to attempt to fix it. So I got a metal sheet over here. I'm planning to get this metal sheet on this. I know the best way is just to buy ignition, but it's going to be hard to get the ignition out because of this. It is hard to, I don't know how I'm going to remove that, so it's best to fix the ignition than to actually buy another ignition and have a struggle to fight with that one to remove it, because it's going to be so difficult to actually remove it, and I don't know how to remove it, so I don't want to deal with that. Plus I'm going to save a lot of money from just fixing this. So the plan is to wrap the metal sheet on the ignition piece, which means the ignition piece will be able to turn the metal sheet and the metal sheet will be able to turn the ignition switch. This basically means that the metal sheet is actually replacing the broken piece. This is not actually done yet because I want to use Prickly Party to actually make this really strong. I'm going to be using Prickly Party because I think it's the best when it comes to fixing ignition. Basically all I have to do is mix the two tubes and apply them, and when the Prickly Party dries, it's going to turn into sort of like a steel or aluminium. And I'm going to get the ignition switch back on the car, then get the whole piece in and see if it actually works. Well, the metal piece that we just fabricated did not work because it did not fit in, so I'm just gonna use the Prickly Party alone, which means I'll just have to wait for it to dry for 24 hours before actually testing it. I'm just gonna wait. I don't know how long I should wait, but I'm thinking of waiting 24 hours just to be 100% sure, so which means it will take longer to actually get the video out, but I gotta get this 100%. Well, I was able to get this trim piece, these are the ones that were left to be wrapped or to get installed in the car. They actually belong over here, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is get the vinyl on. I already have the glue. I'm going to get the vinyl on, then I'll show you when I'm done. So all I'm going to do now is take the remaining piece out, then wrap it with vinyl, then I'm going to get them back in the car, then the interior will be finally complete.
I'm changing who I am, I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again.
So I just made a shift boot. I don't know how it's going to look, but it's the same color as the seat, so I'm just gonna try to get it on and see how it will look.
I'm never second guessing, I just do what I was destined, cause I feel I got the blessing, persistence and obsession, that's how you keep progressing, I already learned that lesson, yeah. I'm changing who I am, I'm making a new plan, rearranging.
So I've waited a few hours and now I'm going to install this, and we're going to see if it made any difference or if we still need an ignition or not. Well, I was busy fighting with ignition. The ignition is actually working. Let me show you. You can see I've turned it over there. That means it is on. Then I'm going to do this. You can see that it turns 100%. But the only issue we're having is this. because it is not actually aligned. If I get it on like this, it's not aligned. This hole over here is supposed to align with that, so it is not aligning at all, because somehow I didn't align everything. So that means I need to break this from the back so that I can try to do it again. I think that's what I'm going to do, which is very much disappointing, but I'm just gonna do it. Let me break it, then after install it over here first before I get it on, then we're going to try to get it on. So let's do that first. Well, I was able to get this piece out, but I've ruined the ignition switch. Look at it. I don't know how I'm going to get it back together, but I'm just going to try to get it back together. But the good thing is that I don't need to use the Prickly Putty again, because this thing has already made a hole for itself. So I'm just going to get it in there like that, and there it is locked in. So I won't need the Prickly Putty again. So let me try to assemble this and see if I will be able to do it. If not, man. A few minutes later, I finally got the switch back together. Somehow I was able to get it back together, but it was kind of complicated because I didn't see how it got disassembled, because I was trying to pull the ignition thing in here, but I wasn't able to. Now I got the whole ignition in and properly in. All I'm just gonna do is get the Prickly Putty in here, then tighten this on the ignition, then wait for maybe 2 hours or something before I actually turn the engine and see if we actually work like before. Well, I was able to get the switch 100% as you saw, but the ignition, I wasn't able to get the ignition correct, because now it is on. As you can see, the car is on, and I'm going to switch it off. Sometimes now it's switched off. So, but I can get it on, but I won't be able to start it because this is towards the end of it. It does not initiate the start. Okay, so the car doesn't want to start with ignition because I haven't installed the ignition correctly, which means I have to break the Prickly Putty and then break it with the ignition as well, so that I can disassemble it and then get the Prickly Putty again, wait 24 hours and get everything back together and see if it will actually turn. So I guess that's what I'm going to do. So I'll see you when I'm done with it. So a few minutes later, I got the steering wheel back, I got the cover on, I got the indicators and the wiper on. The only thing that is left is just to connect everything and also get the ignition, wait for the ignition to actually dry up with the Prickly. And if the ignition doesn't go as planned, I'll just have to have another plan. I'll just have to come up with another plan. But for now, I hope it will work. But everything is now back on, and we also got the shift boot over there, and we have this small what do you call it, gear shift knob. We also got this gear shift knob which has no number on it. I know I need a new one. That one I used, it came with my old Corolla, so I just kept it and now I'm using it. So we got almost everything on the interior done. We got those panels covered, which that one doesn't look good, but this one from the driver's side actually looks good, even though it is missing a cover over here and we're missing a rubber over here, and the ones from the back. So since we'll be waiting for the Prickly Putty to actually dry up, I want to install the mud flap, not really the mud flap, but the arch lining on this side, and I want to paint the caliper, and I want to also paint the arch lining and the whole area. So let's do that. Few episodes ago, I painted all the calibers and the drums blue on this car, but I didn't paint on this side. So now I'm painting it. If you remember a few videos ago, we have painted this side, the whole side was painted, and you can definitely see that I did an excellent job. But on this side today, bruh, I don't know what was wrong with the paint or with the paintbrush. Maybe because I didn't have a lot of paint, or maybe I just didn't know how to paint it, or maybe I put too much thinners into the paint, but it's actually horrible. I'm just gonna get the wheels on, I'm just gonna get the arch lining on, then the wheel on, and then we are done. Over here we don't have a clip to install, so what I did, I got a cable tire, and I've used this washer on the other side, which is now locked. As you can see, it is 100% locked. So I'm gonna use this one on this side over here. Then I'm gonna use another cable tire. Then I'm gonna get it over here. Then it's gonna lock this in place. Well, 24 hours has passed, so let's see if the key will now work. Let's see if it will work. Oh, I haven't plugged anything. Let me plug them. Let's start by plugging the ignition first. Yep. There we go. We got the ignition plugged. We fixed the ignition. Wow, it's working. With the ignition, bro. Look at it. A win. A win is a win, bro. I didn't have to buy ignition. I only spent the 60 rand on the prickly party, and I still have a lot of it. I've saved more than... The ignition was 1.2 for this car. Bruh, I saved about 1,100 and something. Bruh. Well, since we have bought this car since the beginning, we'll be fighting with the engine, with the exterior, with the interior, and now with the suspension. And the full amount that we have spent is now exceeded the amount that I wanted to spend on this car. And there are few bits that I need to do, and I have no choice but to actually do them because I want this car to run 100% with no issue. So the amount that we have spent on this car, we can actually buy another car, or we can actually buy a scrap car, which is now 11,300 rands. And I know that's a lot of money to actually spend on a car, especially on a Corolla, but I think it's actually worth it because the car is looking 100% mean. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button, to hit the subscribe button, and if you feel like I've taught you something, motivated you to do something, or if I've given you an advice about something or whatever, if I've entertained you in any other way, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, because I'm trying to get this channel to 12,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I know we don't have a lot of views on the channel. I think it's because a lot of you guys have not hit the notification bell. We got the petrol filter back. We got the new petrol filter installed.